And action.
Robin and the Hood is really about a band of kids who have created this kind of magical kingdom.
Robin the Hood is about a character called Robin and her band of friends who all play on this woodland that is kind of the last remaining green space at the end of their road.
They have to team up together and fight against this person, Clipboard, which wants to destroy all the land.
I really loved the script when I read it.
I know everyone says this and these things, but it's literally one of the best scripts I've ever read.
It just really connected with me. It reminded me of my own childhood, and I loved that it had so much heart.
When I first read the script, if I'm going to be honest, I did cry a little bit.
I was just fascinated by the characters and the world that's being created. And as a director, it's just a playground for me.
It delivers a very important message, but in a way that is light, entertaining.
It's simple in its aims, and it gets there very, very effectively indeed.
The film is, really at its core is about those that feel powerless, those that feel that they have the kind of the smallest voices in society can make the biggest noise.
Sometimes kids know a lot more than adults, and maybe adults should listen to kids a lot more.
This is about people, and this is about nature. And nature is freedom.
One of the big things for me was about fully committing to the imagination of the kids in the film. When we enter their imagination, that it is fully realised and feels like a Ridley Scott epic, a Game of Thrones episode. They believe they are knights and they believe they are battling to the death. The beauty of this script, and also directorially, is to allow the audience to believe that too.
It's 2 movies actually that we shot. It's the reality. How do you deal with reality? And then how do you deal with the fantasy? We drew a lot from when we were children. When I was a child, I also tend to want to create something new, a new look. That people can go to the movies and say, "Man, I haven't seen that before."
So the way in which we're moving between the fantasy and reality worlds is to try and be as seamless as possible. Sleights of hand in terms of filmmaking to give a seamless quality to filming. Lovely.
For me, it was always fantasy is magical but real. If this is fantasy and it's got that sort of color palette, the smoke and everything, well, we're going to cut the smoke and we're just going to do the really juxtaposition, the opposite thing.
Every department in this film has gone above and beyond, and definitely the sets department, the art department has done such a beautiful job.
I don't want to see you around here anymore.
When Gwendoline's name came up, we were like, Aura, definitely.
She's kind of really taken it and just ran with it.
She really brings her soul to the screen.
She's gorgeous.
She's so good on screen and we've got such great chemistry. She's so nice, and all of the cast are. They're just so nice.
I've always wanted to play a witch. Witches are fascinating to me. They truly are.
I kind of wanted her to look as though she kind of sped round the woods gathering leaves, which is why the costume has leaves all around the bottom part.
I was kind of obsessed with making sure that those costumes had amazing detail that some of it you may never see. But it's really important for the actors, the young cast, to feel like those characters, to feel powerful, to feel like they have become these roles.
We wanted to involve quite a lot of symbolism in her look. I had quite a lot of in-depth research with runes and witch symbols.
This witch is seen from Robin's perspective.
I wanted it to look very real and believable, even though it was their imagination.
One of the symbols that she actually really wanted involved in the look was a strength rune. It's a bind rune, and we incorporated it in a scar on her face.
It was great fun to play that stylized role. It was great fun to think about how witches have traditionally been depicted.
For the kids, I'm Clipboard, but then in their imagination, I am this vampire.
I've been a big fan of Naomie's for a long time. There is a power that she brings to the character and all the characters she plays.
I thought she was astounding.
Yeah, we were just blown away when we heard that Naomie had, been signed on.
With Clipboard's character becoming the vampire, I always wanted a wig that was very high, so I got a 30-inch wig and I built a cage underneath it and just made it extremely high, so she got this silhouette with Lance's costume that just made her really striking.
I chose a kind of classic, kind of gothic vampire look. Once we're in the woods, the costumes actually become part of the scenery as well.
We went for a double fang rather than a traditional single fang, just to add it up.
I always believe that my boss is the audience, and I'm always trying to deliver the experience I think the audience needs for to tell the story. It was really important that the film had a grounded feel, so we were in forest, we were building real sets in real places.
And I think right at the beginning, meeting Phil, we straight up said, we're going to have fun with fantasy, man.
We discussed, what makes something epic, what makes something reality versus fantasy, and what are the kind of cinematography tools that we can use to subconsciously kind of relate that to the audience.
You've got to give a huge amount of credit to all of the heads of departments and all of the guys working in the film. And I think that starts from the top down.
Phil is a truly, truly phenomenal director. I really take my hat off to him.
Phil Hawkins has been truly magical.
He does such an amazing job of being so enthusiastic.
He's got that great quality in a director that it feeds him, it doesn't kind of eat at him.
I trust him, he trusts me in both what we do.
I've never worked with anyone who prepared as much. I mean, he was ready for anything and everything.
And it was just like somebody had gone into your head and put it on the page.
He is an amazing visual director. He built a whole lookbook initially of how he wanted the movie to look, including makeup, costume, hair.
He has a really clear vision of what he wants.
Every single day of working with Phil has been a joy.
There is a child that still exists in him. Like, he's still very much in touch with his childlike self.
With all of my young cast, I don't direct them any differently as I do to the adults. I fully kind of expect them to rise to the occasion of these roles and these demanding roles that this film has.
I've been so impressed by the younger members of the cast because it's hard. Filming is hard. It's long hours. You've got to have a lot of concentration. And they've been so brilliant. They've been so professional.
They are so present. They have so much personality and they have so much skill as well.
I love their energy and I love the fact that when things go wrong, they think it's hilarious, whereas we're just going, ugh.
They bring a spontaneity to roles that it's very difficult to create.
I really love a challenge. I really, really do. And the opportunity to have to turn on a sixpence from one performance to another was really thrilling to me.
I cannot tell you how much I love playing the villain. I've enjoyed it so, so much. And also, I love playing larger-than-life characters. It's so much fun. My passion in acting is always about finding different sides of myself to explore.
At its heart, the film is in a way about the preservation of innocence, and we've kind of lost that permission to go and have fun.
It reminds you of that magic and mystery and imagination that we all used to have.
I hope, anyway, that there are children still have that element of make-believe and fantasy in their childhood.
What I love about this film is it's truly for all ages.
I think it's definitely one of those films that you can sit down with grandparents and kids and adults and they'll all really love it.
I think audience will find it very funny.
It's heartwarming and it's inspiring.
It is absolutely a family film and there is something for everyone, every age, and I can say that wholeheartedly.
Cut.